This is the 2024 Brewtubers Online Brewers Club Beer Experiment, Fruited American Wheat. Thanks to our sponsors. 5 Star Chemicals. Check out the interactive cleaning guides and learn more about their newest product, Liquid PBW, on their official website, www.5starchemicals.com. Beer and Wine Hobby Homebrew Supply Store. Beer and Wine has one of the biggest yeast selections around and boasts an extensive list of homebrew beer kits to make clones of some of your favorite beers. Check them out at www.beer-wine.com and tell them Brewtubers sent you in the order comment box. Let's get sipping.
Hey guys, Matt here from Rec Brewery. I'm going to start this series. This is for the 2024 Brewtubers Beer Experiment, where we all did fruited beer. We all brewed an American wheat recipe, and we added strawberries in various ways. So with the way that this worked for all of us is we brewed everything back in May, and we all got our boxes back from our hub, which we all sent it over to Exit 12 Nick, and he sent us back a box from everybody. I believe there were 10 or so participants. I don't remember the exact count. I'll have to look at that. But I figured I would start with my beer. And then what I'll do is go through the rest of the beers and just pick them out randomly out of the fridge. So these have all been chilling in the fridge for quite a while for me now. It's been about a month and a half, I think, since I got my package. I'm going to put the recipe card over the screen here, and we'll go through it. So basically, we all brewed an American wheat, and the recipe was supposed to end out somewhere around 5%. Mine came out quite a bit more because the strawberries that I decided to use was a fruit candy. Strawberry candy, the little bonbon candies. So that pushed my OG up quite a bit, and it was kind of dry at the end. So for me, it came out to 7.5%. The grain bill was 82% of the Northeast Gold Pilsner from Stone Path. We did 16% of Briess White Wheat, 2% of Munich 2. And all those ingredients came from Beer and Wine Hobby, so shout out to our sponsor, Beer and Wine Hobby. The hops that we all used were cashmere hops. And I actually had some cashmere hops already here from a Yakima Valley hop box. So I used those and just changed the amounts to fit the 27 IBUs that we were shooting for. Everybody used the WLP 320 Hefeweizen yeast. We all used distilled water to start with. And the salts, we, per the recipe card, was 4 grams each of gypsum, calcium chloride, and Epsom salt to achieve a water profile of calcium of 58, magnesium 11, sodium 0, chloride of 55, and sulfates of 109. Now I had to change my salts a little bit with the amounts to fit that water profile, but it was pretty close to what was on that card. Mashed in at 152. I used a pound of the bonbon strawberry candies at the 10-minute mark of the boil. That's how I put in my strawberries. So here we go. I got all that information on my can. And the name of it was kind of a bit of a joke, sort of, for all the reviewers to have to go through and read all this. My friend that likes to help me name these beers, he thought it was funny to do that. So we'll go ahead and entertain him here with King Ludwig's Experimental Mad Beer Mark II, which is the Strawberry College Sweater Edition. So I put all my information on the side so everybody has it here, so you don't have to look it up on that spreadsheet that we have online. But yeah, my mashed pH was 5.32. I mashed in at 152. I fermented at 67. The original gravity was 1063, and the final was 1006. So again, that came out pretty strong. We'll go ahead and get a pour on this. Got good carbonation in the can. I believe this might be my last can, so I don't want to screw this up. Using one of my Rec Brewery glasses. And it's not all going to fit in there, but that's all right. There you go. That came out real nice, very clear. All right, we're going to cut to that brew day footage. You guys can watch that, and we'll come back and we'll talk about this. So, see you soon. All right, start of a brew day. We're doing the 2024 Brewtubers Experiment Beer, where we're all brewing an American wheat beer, but we're all going to add a different version of strawberry to it. That's the variable in all this. So for me, I'm going to be using strawberry candy. I thought that was a little different. So let's go ahead and get this water into the HLT. All right, all the water has been delivered. We're just gonna start heating it up now. And yeah, this is what we're working with. We have 12 gallons of distilled water in the HLT. I'm not gonna add any salts to this. Gonna do everything by the book. So we all have the same plan. So I'm gonna go ahead and mill the grains, and then we'll, hopefully be soon after starting to mash. Here's what I'm adding. This is some strawberry candy I found off of Amazon. These little strawberry hard candies, the bonbons, and it's a pound of them. And from what I read from other people doing candy beers, I looked at some of the math on it, and this comes out to about 10 ounces of the actual sugar per serving, and I believe there's like 30 servings in here, so it's quite a bit. So hopefully, my thing with this is hopefully the flavor will come through, but that's why it's an experiment. We shall see how it goes. I'll be back in a minute. Alright, this is the mash tun. I'm going to need 2 hands for this. Alright, got all the salts mixed, ready to go. Adjusted for this system. Just lay them right there on the top. I'll probably rinse that out once I get the water in here. And then we'll mix everything up, but the water's not quite the temp yet, so we will be there shortly. Let's take a look here. I do believe we are mashing at we're mashing at 152. Strike temperature is 162, so let's go ahead and make that adjustment. Alright, and then once that gets up there, we'll go ahead and mash in. Alright, the mash has been going for a little while now, about 20 minutes. So I'm going to ahead and cool down a sample. And looks like we are right on the money. Didn't have to make any adjustments, just the salts that were in the recipe. And we're right there at 5.33. Alright, we got a nice rolling boil going there now. I'm gonna start adding our hops. Starting off with some it's all cashmere. That's what we agreed upon. My alpha acids on mine are a little higher than what's in the recipe, so I had to tone down the amounts to make the same IBUs. Yakima Valley hops. It's coming from our hop box. Let's go ahead and put the first amount in here. Small amounts going in to match up the IBUs. There we go. Alright, we're at half an hour, 30 minutes, so another hop drop. Okay, I had that wrong. That was actually 15 minutes. This is now 10. And use nutrient. And we're gonna add in all the candy. It's fun unwrapping all these. I think what I'm gonna do is put a couple in here and see how they dissolve. And then dump the rest in. Okay, didn't catch the end of that, but I had to basically put all the candy into the hop spider, and I'm glad I did because it was very gooey, and I didn't want to get that all over the bottom of the kettle or all over the heating element. So I basically just stirred it in there until it kind of few minutes later, completely liquidized. But now we're doing the hop stand, 15 minutes, and then we'll start chilling. So yeah, candy a little messy, but hopefully the flavor will come through. You can definitely smell the strawberry when I was doing that. Okay, recipe's supposed to be 10:53. Yeah, overshot a little bit. I think that says 10:63. Oops. Okay, so yeast of choice for this one is the WLP 320 Hefeweizen. It's a fairly recent pack here, so it's good till October, so we got plenty of time there. I did a yeast starter because it came from Beer and Wine Hobby in 90-degree weather, so I just wanted to be safe, and this thing took off right away. No problems at all. It pretty much fermented out in 12 hours. The krausen was already gone by then, so this is what I'm going to put in here, and I'm just going to dump the whole thing in there and button her up. Okay, there she is in the ferment chamber. I believe it came out to about 75 or so. Yeah, it's still settling, 76. So I got this set for 67, which is pretty much right in the middle of what that package says, 65 to 69 degrees. So I figured cut it in the middle on this, and we'll see how it goes. Well, it's only been a couple of hours. It's probably been 4 hours, 5 hours maybe, since I put this in here. Look at that. Already got some activity. Happy yeast. Alright, so here we go. This is the strawberry wheat that I have here. It's, like I said, pretty clear. It's not completely clear, but it's very clear. It's got a little bit of maybe a chill haze to it. It's got a nice golden color to it, golden straw color, more on the darker side, I guess, of that. The head, I don't know if it's going to stick around for long. It's about a finger head on there, very white. No, it's kind of dissipating, so it's probably not going to hang around too long. But it does have some nice tight white bubbles on there, and you can kind of see a nice upside down snowstorm there going on. So good carbonation visually. Let's go ahead and get a smell on this. Oh yeah, it's got a good, very clean sort of aroma to this to me. I'm not picking up too much of that strawberry in the aroma. I remember when I first brewed this, it was kind of there. I think some of that's kind of going away a little bit. I think more what I'm picking up now is some of that, I'm picking up maybe a touch of that Munich. And some good, good aromas from like from a good Pilsner. Probably getting some of that cashmere hops too. I don't know too much about cashmere hops. So what I do know, because I've only, I don't think I've ever brewed with them actually. This is probably the first time I used cashmere. But what I do know about from reading on it, it's supposed to be, the aroma is kind of like a smooth bitterness to it. It's got like lemon, limes, melons, some floral, herbal kind of notes to it. And it's kind of what I'm getting here. Getting a little bit of I'm probably getting a little bit of that melon. The more I kind of search for what I'm smelling here. But very, very smooth and inviting aroma to this. So let's go ahead and get a taste. Cheers. Yeah. So in the taste is where I'm definitely getting more of that strawberry. It's actually quite a good balance because I'm picking up, I'm definitely picking up some of the hints of that melon character from the hops, which is interesting. So this is almost like a strawberry melon beer, but very, very clean as far as like the Pilsner and the wheat go in this beer. For this being an American wheat, it's very clean. But I think I used just the right amount of strawberry candy in this. I was unsure about how much to put in. So I just bought a nice big 1 pound bag of it. And I based that off of some feedback that I heard about as far as how much sugar is in there. And for a 5 gallon batch, it just seemed like it was a good number. And, of course we can always adjust it later, but for the first iteration, I think that was a good amount. I think if I had put more in there, it might have been, well, it would have been a lot higher on the ABV, but it probably would have been too much strawberry. And I'll tell you what, you'll see in the brewing footage, but when I was melting the candy in the brew kettle, it was definitely messy. But it was definitely an interesting way of adding it, because really, the only other way that I could have added that strawberry hard candy in there, I would have had to melt it down ahead of time and poured sort of a syrup in. So it kind of worked out that I was able to do it all in one place. Definitely use that hop screen though, because otherwise you'll probably get some of that candy gel as it's melting. This gets stuck on your elements in your kettle. So that was kind of a thought when I was going through that process, and that turned out to work out too as well. So. But yeah, this came out real good. It's a shame I think this is my last can, so it's a shame that this is done. I'll have to brew something like this again in the future. And I look forward to seeing how the other strawberry beers have come out. And now I have some sort of a baseline here to work off of. This certainly isn't the control, but in my case, I have something now to work from. So we'll see you guys on the next review, and have a good night, everybody. Take care. Cheers.